Dish TV is better than cable TV. Why? Because you can save 45% on packages compared to your high-priced cable bill. Wow. Take those giant scissors out and cut the cable and save with Dish TV. Plus, you get a free DVR upgrade to record your favorite shows and free installation. And with Dish Anywhere, you can watch TV for free on your mobile device. Act fast. You can save hundreds of dollars. Does your cable company do that for you? Get all the best TV programming at your fingertips at a fraction of the price of cable TV. So say adios, arrivederci, goodbye to the high cable bill and save up to 45% on Dish TV packages today. These are limited time offers and can change at any time. Call fast. 800-405-2561. 800-405-2561. 800-405-2561. That's 800-405-2561.
100 episodes of Beyond the Scoreboard with Rick Horrow on Sports Byline. Here's some of our best.
Let's get started.
Don Garber, MLS commissioner.
Yeah, it shows how, our league continues to sort of be the driver of the creation of this soccer nation that we like to talk about. We launched our league with 10 teams, and now we have 12 markets that are looking to take the last 4. Empowering, but you got to be smart. So I don't care whether there's 12, 10, 9, or 8. We need to have 2 great ones that'll be voted on in December, and then 2 better ones perhaps a couple years later.
Bob Bowman, CEO, MLB Advanced Media.
Owners were behind us every step of the way. We had one commissioner, who supported us, and now we have another commissioner who supports us. And so it would be a better story if I could tell you how difficult it was and all these hills we overcame. The simple fact was everyone wanted us to succeed. The owners as much as we, if not more so, and the players and the fans. Everybody wanted it to succeed, and we were able to help, not get in the way too much.
Dan Towers, CEO, Guggenheim, Delaware Life.
The Indianapolis Motor Speedway is the premier engineering facility in the state. And so to use that as a backdrop for a Women in Tech Championship, to promote STEM, to promote robotics, to promote career retraining for, again, to promote women in the workforce, it just all came together in a way that was really unprecedented.
Larry Scott, Commissioner, Pac-12 Conference.
We were fortunate that we were able to launch our own network, do it ourselves, and little did I know that the world would change as rapidly as it has, but it's really caused us to feel good about that decision because now we see direct to consumer, we see these technology companies coming on board, we see over the top emerging, and we're in it and we're engaging with fans and viewers and distributors and have a deeper understanding of some of the dynamics and changing landscape that others might.
We're going to take a short break, but when we return, more Rick Horrow, the sports professor.
Do you use the blue pill to charge your sex life? Have you been thinking about trying the blue pill? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pill delivers the exact same results for less than $3. We'll do the math for you. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. Want more? We'll give you 40 blue pills or 40 yellow pills for $99 and add 4 more pills free. You save more than $500. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to know what to do next. You need to call and get your 44 pills for just $99. Stop overpaying for the other blue pills. Call us and start saving a ton of money for the exact same results. Ordering is fast and easy with your pills delivered to your door in a non-marked package. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. That's 800-223-0992.
If you are age 85 or younger, Call to learn more about final expense plans from a licensed agent in the Angel Care Network. The average funeral now costs over $10,000. Are you at risk of leaving loved ones to help pay your debts? A final expense policy for seniors can pay up to $30,000 for funeral and other final expenses. You don't need a medical exam, and you can have lifetime coverage, and the policy cannot be canceled. To receive free information about final expense plans from a licensed agent in the Angel Care Network, call now. You'll also receive information about a free prescription discount card just for calling in. Agents are standing by.
Call 800-508-5774. 800-508-5774. 800-508-5774. Call now. That's 800-508-5774.
The sun can make your outdoor deck and patio space so hot and uncomfortable you can't use it. But now there's the Sunsetter Retractable Awning. A Sunsetter Retractable Awning opens and closes in just 60 seconds, and it keeps your patio about 20 degrees cooler. It provides instant shade and protection from the sun's harmful rays. You can get your Sunsetter for as little as $5.99 when you call now to get your special $200 discount certificate and free awning idea kit. You're going to love your Sunsetter Retractable Awning. Sunsetter awnings are assembled in America and guaranteed to last. So call 800-692-0268 now to get a free awning idea kit with DVD plus your $200 Sunsetter discount certificate. This is a limited time offer, so call 800-692-0268. That's 800-692-0268 for your free awning idea kit with DVD and $200 discount certificate. There's no obligation, so call 800-692-0268 now.
Welcome back to Beyond the Scoreboard with Rick Horrow. We pick up right where we left off.
Tim Bezbatchenko, Toronto FC General Manager.
The calls I receive for players who are interested in coming into the league has also grown. So there's an awareness, and I think that comes with a lot having to do with the broadcast deals internationally. So the league has grown from my time at the league when there was only 10 teams when I was working there to now when they're 22 and we're going to grow to 28. It's really an exciting time, but I really do think it reflects the broadcast, but the product on the field. It's just getting better and better each year.
Graham Brown, CEO, Canada Youth Sports.
That is, a lot of our schools are very sophisticated. I mean, we've got incredible facilities on campus. We have full-time coaching staff. We have very bright athletic directors. We have very bright athletics department staff. But they haven't actually gotten together and collaborated. So we have 4 conferences, and they all worked very independently, independent rules and regulations. And in the last 5 years, there's been a real impetus to bring all of them together, to collaborate more, to work together. And part of my coming on board was the result of a governance change. So no longer do 56 athletic directors govern the association. There's 8 and 1 outside.
Jessica Gelman, Kraft Analytics Group.
We help organizations become data-driven. So we do have a technology. It's a tech stack proprietary that we use to collect the data from disparate data sources, get a single view of our customers, fold in predictive analytics. We have an in-house analytics team, and then have data visualizations so you can see your data and make good business decisions.
Jim Lawson, CEO, Woodbine Entertainment Group.
And sometimes just the pure economics gets it done, and so it's important not to try and pigeonhole sports as something that the taxpayers shouldn't support, because there are a lot of very worthwhile public-private infrastructure projects.
Kevin Demoff, COO, EVP, Los Angeles Rams.
Commissioner Goodell sent out a memo to all teams interested in Los Angeles that said his goal was an iconic 2-team stadium that could credibly host a sports and entertainment district. And I think that's always where we started. And so we sit here today, 5 years later, with a iconic, hopefully 2-team stadium at the heart of a world-class sports and entertainment district. And I think the Chargers really it cements the fact what people know. This is an unbelievable project. Los Angeles is a terrific market and a terrific NFL market.
My Jemison, engineer, NASA, astronaut.
That's that age group that people don't like to play with, right? Because it's all about discovering and pushing and pulling. And what we wanted to do, again, was to have them use their powers for good, right? So we would give them difficult problems, and we would help to guide them, and we would train teachers to work on guiding them, doing global budgets. But the big thing is to engage their interest. And so they learn all about stocks, they learn about science and different types of technology investment, because you're asking them to solve a problem, and then we're asking them to report it out to the public. And wow, there's nothing like peer pressure and motivation to help you move forward. And I think those are the pieces that we have to work on.
John Chapman, founder, CEO, EverFi.
With local school officials, they're able to kind of have those folks as extensions of their community teams, bringing their brand into the community around topics that are really important from a social good perspective, and are also great from, representing their brand well in the community, which is something they're all very proud of.
Bob Greasy, quarterback for the Miami Dolphins' undefeated season, Hall of Famer, and broadcaster.
Well, as Coach Shula says, it's just very tough to go undefeated. It's very tough to win every game. Well, the frustrating part about the 71 season and the loss in the Super Bowl was Coach Shula hit it on the nail on the head when he said that the frustrating part was you're going to have to play all this 1972 season. You're going to have to play the entire season just to get back to where we were in the Super Bowl in 1971, the one we lost to the Dallas Cowboys. So he already set the tone for the following season.
Peter Luco, Executive Chairman, the Florida Panthers.
It's an industry where, as a career, you're working while people are playing, and I think you have to understand that if you get in the business. But what makes it so great is you're bringing entertainment to people, whether it's hockey or basketball or NCAA stuff or the circus or U2 or Springsteen. It's pretty cool, and it's really fun to see an arena that's static. Not that they look bland, but there's, empty. They're empty. To see how an arena can have so many looks to it based on the show, it's pretty compelling.
Sonny Vaccaro, sports marketing legend and innovator.
The evolution of the next step in amateur, and that's the funny word. There is no amateur in college athletics, but they've been putting this idea in front of human beings for about 100 years, they being the NCAA. The only thing I can say about it is one of the nicest things about our society, our sports, then one of the best things, even above professional sports, is people ideologically rooting for either their school that they went to, the high school they went to, a friend that went to it, or the old Subway alumni trick where you just evolve into being a Notre Dame fan or a Pitt Panther fan if you grew up or if you were somehow connected by the umbilical cord. There's nothing better than college athletics, except there's been nothing dirtier.
Sean Spieth, founder, MVP Index.
So we go back 8.5, 9 years now with data, so we can show what's trending, what conversations happened 8 years ago for a brand around their endorsements and their sponsorships relative to a certain league or team or set of athletes that they endorse.
Jack Swarbrick, Notre Dame Athletic Director.
What Notre Dame stands for and the Notre Dame brand provides that platform for me as a businessman. And it's nothing I'm doing. It's this remarkable university and the brand it's built over time.
Angela Ruggiero, Sports iLab in Los Angeles 2024 Olympic Committee.
Wouldn't we want to embrace every aspect of hockey and allow everyone to enjoy that? And I think there's like a human element there, like whether you're a boy or a girl or a man or a woman, like we all love the game. And so the old guard, I think, is starting to realize, like as the women's game, especially as the game improves and the product on the ice continues to evolve, it's nice to see that evolution.
Jeff Price, CCO, PGA America.
As a sport, golf has tremendous analytics across not just player performance, but operations. It was great to be back here on an interesting panel and talking about kind of the evolution of the game into the 21st century.
Cal Ripken Jr., Baseball Hall of Famer and philanthropist.
We got the idea to start the foundation in my dad's name, so it's Cal Ripken Senior Foundation. Dad's life was all about helping kids. He did it through his help in the minor leagues, trying to get kids to the big leagues, acted as a father for many of the kids that came from diverse backgrounds. But he used to use baseball to help kids in the communities that he was in. And I thought that was his magic. So Billy and I started the foundation to help kids that didn't have all the same advantages, and we'd use baseball to do that. And we've had some success. We thought that we would help a handful of kids, and that would be meaningful enough. But the important thing is we're helping kids.
We're going to take a short break, but when we return, more Rick Horrow, the sports professor.
The following update is for drivers who pay too much for car insurance due to DUIs, DWIs, tickets, or anything else. By now, you know all too well that SR22 auto insurance is way more than you'd ever want to pay. You probably thought you didn't have a choice, but you were wrong. Our company specializes in low-cost, very affordable SR22 auto insurance for high-risk drivers. We know that mistakes happen, so take pride in being able to offer absolutely free quotes for this very affordable auto insurance meant specifically for you, the overpaying high-risk driver. We're standing by at 800-758-0725. The only thing you need to do is stop waiting around while your monthly payments stay as high as they are. Our knowledgeable representatives are ready for your call at 800-758-0725. The quote is free, and we'll even handle the filings so you could start saving money every month even sooner. Call 800-758-0725. That's 800-758-0725. Once more, 800-758-0725.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for prescription drugs? Well, we have great news. Now you can finally get prescription drugs at huge discounts from Canada Drug Center. That's right, the most popular drugs for cholesterol, high blood pressure, depression, diabetes, arthritis, and many more are now up to 75% off. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices when you can get brand name drugs at the lowest price? Call today and get up to 75% off all the popular brand name prescription drugs. Never pay high prices again. Get the most popular drugs at huge savings from our Canadian and international pharmacies and fulfillment centers. No insurance? No problem. Prices are so low you do not need benefits or insurance to get all your prescriptions fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting to take your call now. Order today and get free shipping. Just call 800-950-1180. Up to 75% off all the popular brand name prescription drugs and free shipping. Call 800-950-1180. That's 800-950-1180.
Nobody wants to get ripped off, broken into, or robbed, but nobody wants to pay a lot of money to have their home protected either. I've got an offer to tell you about to provide home security for your home for a simple rate as low as $19.99 a month. For real, with no installation or equipment charges. And this is from a company rated #1 by a leading consumer research company. According to the facts, most of you won't even call unless there's a burglary in your neighborhood or something bad happens. So let's give you a reason. Save money. For as low as $19.99 a month with no other costs, you can get your home secured. Plus, get a lifetime equipment replacement warranty. You need protection for your home. Call the Home Security Hotline right now.
Call 800-587-4281. 800-587-4281. 800-587-4281. Call now. That's 800-587-4281.
Welcome back to Beyond the Scoreboard with Rick Horrow. We pick up right where we left off.
Rob Manfred, MLB Commissioner.
I'll be honest with you, I didn't think I was going to be Commissioner of Baseball when I went to work for MLB in 1998, and probably didn't even think that 10 years later. It was really not my goal. When I went to work for baseball, I was focused on improving what had been a really sorry state of labor relations, and that was really my goal. I think at one point in history, it was common for leagues to take outsiders, outside lawyers, whatever. I see the current generation of commissioners a little bit different. Adam, myself, Roger, all came up through the ranks.
Gary Player, golf legend.
Rick, we are in our element here at St. Andrews, the home of golf. For people that have never seen this place, it's so extraordinary. The atmosphere of this wonderful little town, this world-class international university, a golf course that has stood the test of time, and all the great champions of the world have participated on it. The R&A, and here playing the oldest of all the major championships. What an experience and what an atmosphere, and we're all waiting for the bell to bong.
Gary Bettman, NHL Commissioner.
And the trending is that franchise values are higher than they've ever been. When people focus on our game, when you look at it in Canada, there's nothing comparable, I think, for any sport anywhere in the world to the relationship that our Canadian fans have to our game. And it's almost breathtaking to see that level of connection. And while we have great fans throughout the world and great fans, avid fans, I think more avid than any other sport in the United States, the fact is our fan base isn't as large as a percentage of the population in the U.S. as it is in Canada, but the fan base is growing. It's growing day by day.
Stephen Ross, owner, Miami Dolphins.
Well, I took a path, starting with nothing and, try to figure out how do you succeed in life. And, as a kid, it was always my dream to own a football team. And, until that dream, was somewhat realizable, I didn't think a lot about it. But obviously, with success and as I got older and, having the opportunity to buy a team and being able to afford it, it was a very exciting moment. I always saw the benefits of owning a team, were far greater than just owning the team itself. It's like how I grew my business. You want to be able to connect the dots, and I always saw the opportunity of owning a football team opens up a lot of doors.
John McCain, U.S. Senator.
So it is, but with that kind of role that professional sports plays, they also have some obligations. And that's why it was so disturbing a couple of months ago when we found out that the Department of Defense was paying money for so-called patriotic events, honoring the men and women who were serving, flags, etc. And I want to make it clear, there's a difference between, for example, here at NASCAR, the National Guard sponsors a car, pays for it. That's fine. That's a recruiting tool. But that's far different from saying we're honoring all of our veterans at halftime and here's the flag and aren't we great? We, the franchise, aren't we wonderful? We're honoring when they're actually getting money for it. That was a bit of a black eye, especially for the NFL.
Marissa Thalberg, Taco Bell CMO.
One thing that's incredibly important to note is you see a lot of marketers who make it the strategy in and of itself is to be in the Super Bowl, and they and their agency partners spend the better part of a year saying, what are we going to do for the Super Bowl? And that was not at all the math or the strategy that we were practicing. What happened was we were working on what we knew from all test results and all indications to be a very, very significant impending launch, and something with a lot of complexity to bring to the marketplace. It took the better part of 3 years to figure out actually how to deliver this innovation. And as a result, when we finally got to the point where it was ready to roll, we looked at the timing and realized it was going to be the beginning of February and said, wow, that coincides with the Super Bowl. And that seemed like a little bit of a kiss of fate and, kind of meant to be.
Steve Pagliuca, owner, Boston Celtics.
I think it's all of the above. And really what you've seen, if you look at the major driver of the increase in value in sports, it's the fact that people can get entertainment in any way they want it right now. And the traditional model of, when I grew up, three channels and commercials, that's been all turned on its head with TiVo, with on-demand, with the internet, with clips. And so what's happened is sports in general, and the NBA, I think in particular, have been a hot commodity because people really want to see it live. Secondly, in today's sports, the NBA is a non-contact sport and a fantastic game where the fans and television get really close to that game. It's a great television game. It's a great game to be in stadium. And so it has really captured the consciousness. I think David Stern was a genius, in building the league, and Adam Silver has been there for many, many years, and he's also a genius. So we've been blessed, I think, to have two of the best commissioners that I've ever seen in sports.
David Falk, Michael Jordan's agent.
It's not sufficiently regulated. And while everyone's complaining about too much government regulation, I'm not suggesting the government regulated. The players' unions are supposed to regulate it. It's way too easy to get into. They don't discipline the people for blatantly violating the rules. We have a conflict of interest rule, which prohibits agents from representing management people. So, for example, when Michael Jordan became an owner of the Wizards, I had like a Spanish Inquisition, 1,000-page report, what I'd own a piece of the Wizards in the Cayman Islands or in the Isle of Man. I said, no, there's a rule. I'm honoring the rule. Very few people honor the rule. And so you have situations where some of these large agencies represent players on the team, managers on the team, general managers, coaches, and sometimes do the naming rights for the team. Now, that's a blatant conflict. Now, I'm not angry about that from a competitive standpoint because I'm not trying to sign a lot of players. But I think that the one unassailable fact is that in sports like football and basketball, where you have a salary-capped environment and the owners and the players share the revenues in a fixed percentage relationship, basketball is 50-50. The only way the players are going to make more money is to make the business better and grow the pie. And when you have these kinds of conflicts, all they do is retard the growth of the business.
Shane Battier, NBA champion.
Everybody has their own path. All right, there's no right way or wrong way to complete your journey. For me, I wasn't good enough to go to the pros early, but I enjoyed college. I enjoyed being a college senior. I enjoyed being a man on campus and learning. Every situation is different, and I'm not going to begrudge anyone for achieving their dreams, reaching their dreams. But it was such an amazing team atmosphere. There was a true love and a true care for each other. And you have to have talent to win big, but talent alone doesn't win you big. You have to have culture, you have to have love, you have to have caring, and a shared responsibility and sacrifice. And that's what was special about those Miami Heat teams.
Eli Wolf, Sports for Positive Change activist.
It's really this global movement of sport as the power of sport as a vehicle for social change. It's really taking off globally. I mean, you're seeing thousands of organizations around the world really recognizing the role that sport has and the power that it has. I mean, you're seeing grassroots organizations, you're seeing professional organizations, you're seeing athletes. And so you're really seeing this movement, and really when you look back and seeing one of the pioneers or kind of a catalyst for this movement of seeing the power of sport, you can really look to Muhammad Ali, you can look to like the Billie Jean Kings and Tommy Smith and John Carlos. I mean, there's some athletes historically, but Muhammad Ali has really been one of those, if not the one, who you can really point to say he was the inspiration, and he's been the one that has really left this legacy of what sport means in our world.
Patrick McEnroe, tennis legend.
Tennis is by far the most equal when it comes to professional sports in paying men and women. At the same time, there are...
We're going to take a short break, but when we return, more Rick Horrow, the sports professor.
Hey travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1780. 855-325-1780. That's 855-325-1780. Nobody really needs or wants home security until it's too late. You've heard the statistics about how many burglaries there are per day. You see the news. You know there are people out there that do bad things. The best way to help protect your home and your property is with an ADT monitored system from Protect Your Home, an ADT authorized premier provider. Call right now to get a free wireless home security system valued at $850. An ADT monitored system can help protect your home from fires, theft, floods, and call for emergency help. Call now to find out more about our $850 free wireless home security system and start enjoying the peace of mind of security today. Call 800-587-4281, 800-587-4281, 800-587-4281. This offer is for new customers only. Termination fees apply. $99 customer installation charge and 36-month monitoring agreement required. All for details. License terms and conditions available at secureathome.com.
Not too long ago, it felt good to withdraw your cash from the bank, didn't it? For a vacation or a new car. But today, withdrawing your own cash has become risky. Pat Boone here for Swiss America. According to The Secret War, a new Swiss America white paper, I learned that all banks are now required to spy on you and me for the government, and then report any financial behavior deemed suspicious or unusual. You must read The Secret War. It's free. Truth is, I believe the government's new war against cash is really a war against us all. But The Secret is now out. So please, get and read The Secret War.
Pick up your phone and call right now. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. Once again, that's 800-932-5517.
Welcome back to Beyond the Scoreboard with Rick Horrow, the sports professor. This is our 100th episode on Sports Byline, so we're celebrating. We're hitting you with the best interviews we have to offer, movers and shakers in the field, leaders, pioneers, C-suites, and more. We're going to reset just a bit and listen to some of the best from this year past, and then moving forward as we go on with the 100th episode of Beyond the Scoreboard with Rick Horrow, the sports professor.
Steve Pagliuca, owner, Boston Celtics.
I think it's all of the above. And really what you've seen, if you look at the major driver of the increase in value in sports, it's the fact that people can get entertainment in any way they want it right now. And the traditional model of, we grew up, when I grew up, three channels and commercials, that's been all turned on its head with TiVo, with on-demand, with the internet, with clips. And so what's happened is sports in general, and the NBA, I think in particular, have been a hot commodity because people really want to see it live. Secondly, in today's sports, the NBA is a non-contact sport and a fantastic game where the fans and television get really close to that game. It's a great television game. It's a great game to be in stadium. And so it has really captured the consciousness. I think David Stern was a genius, in building the league, and Adam Silver has been there for many, many years, and he's also a genius. So we've been blessed, I think, to have two of the best commissioners that I've ever seen in sports.
David Falk, Michael Jordan's agent.
It's not sufficiently regulated. And while everyone's complaining about too much government regulation, I'm not suggesting the government regulate it. The players' unions are supposed to regulate it. It's way too easy to get into. They don't discipline the people for blatantly violating the rules. We have a conflict of interest rule, which prohibits agents from representing management people. So, for example, when Michael Jordan became an owner of the Wizards, I had like a Spanish Inquisition, 1,000-page report. I'd own a piece of the Wizards in the Cayman Islands or in the Isle of Man. I said, no, there's a rule. I'm honoring the rule. Very few people honor the rule. And so you have situations where some of these large agencies represent players on the team, managers on the team, general managers, coaches, and sometimes do the naming rights for the team. Now, that's a blatant conflict. Now, I'm not angry about that from a competitive standpoint because I'm not trying to sign a lot of players. But I think that the one unassailable fact is that in sports like football and basketball, where you have a salary capped environment and the owners and the players share the revenues in a fixed percentage relationship, basketball is 50-50. The only way the players are going to make more money is to make the business better and grow the pie. And when you have these kinds of conflicts, all they do is retard the growth of the business.
Shane Battier, NBA champion.
Everybody has their own path. All right, there's no right way or wrong way to complete your journey. For me, I wasn't good enough to go to the pros early, but I enjoyed college. I enjoyed being a college senior. I enjoyed being a a man on campus and learning. Every situation is different, and I'm not going to begrudge anyone for achieving their dreams, reaching their dreams. But it was such an amazing team atmosphere. There was a true love and a true care for each other. And you have to have talent to win big, but talent alone doesn't win you big. You have to have culture, you have to have love, you have to have caring, and a shared responsibility and sacrifice. And that's what was special about those Miami Heat teams.
Eli Wolf, Sports for Positive Change activist.
It's really this global movement of sport as the power of sport as a vehicle for social change. It's really taking off globally. I mean, you're seeing thousands of organizations around the world really recognizing the role that sport has and the power that it has. I mean, you're seeing grassroots organizations, you're seeing professional organizations, you're seeing athletes. And so you're really seeing this movement, and really when you look back and seeing one of the pioneers or kind of a catalyst for this movement of seeing the power of sport, you can really look to Muhammad Ali, you can look to like the Billie Jean Kings and Tommy Smith and John Carlos. I mean, there's some athletes historically, but Muhammad Ali has really been one of those, if not the one, who you can really point to say he was the inspiration, and he's been the one that has really left this legacy of what sport means in our world.
Patrick McEnroe, tennis legend.
Tennis is by far the most equal when it comes to professional sports in paying men and women. At the same time, there are tournaments that are just on the ATP tour, which is a men's tour, are more better sponsored and have better attendance overall than women's only tournaments on the WTA tour. So there's always that balance of finding that right mark, but I think tennis has it. It's not perfect, but it's as close to being as equal and as equitable as any other professional sport out there. There's no doubt about that.
Scott Blackman, CEO of the United States Olympic Committee.
We have limited resources, as I said earlier. We can't support everybody. What we try to do is make sure that the dollars that we do invest really have an impact on our ability to win medals at the Olympic and the Paralympic Games. So when we look at a sport like basketball, there's not a lot that we can do to make our men's basketball team better. It's a fantastic team. They're well coached. They're well trained. There are other sports where we've got an opportunity to win a medal. So you look at a sport like swimming or rowing or gymnastics where they don't have that same level of infrastructure and training that a men's basketball might. So the way we look at it is where can our dollars have the greatest impact? As you probably know, we don't invest in sports where we really don't have a reasonable opportunity to medal. So that's always the analysis that Alan Ashley, who leads our sport group, undertakes to determine how we allocate our resources.
Jay Perry, COO, WNBA.
Basketball has become so, I think, played, respected. I think there's a lot of interest in it in our country right now. And when we look at what our 12 female athletes did on the court in Rio, I mean, to me, it's just an amazing level of play. Obviously, they are fiercely competitive, but they've got the goods to back it up, right? There's just nobody better in the world than them. And we've got fans around the country that can come and watch these superstars play, see them up close and personal. It's great family entertainment. So we think it's a recipe for success for the WNBA for sure.
Mike Wan, LPGA Commissioner.
Well, there's a lot of similarities between tennis and golf, meaning that they both become pretty global. Players come from all over the world. They play all over the world. The major difference between us and the WTA is we've made a real commitment to make America, North America, our home. We play 65% of the time here. Our players from all over the world move here. We're based here. So when you talk to a player from Korea or Japan or Singapore, Australia, Taiwan, Thailand, they've generally moved here to America to commit to playing on the LPGA. Now, we will travel all over the world. We'll televise all over the world, but we're a little different. This is where we consider home. This is where we play. That's why adding events like Indianapolis are so key. We've had a huge increase in our schedule over the last 5 or 6 years, but overwhelmingly the biggest increase in that schedule have been North American events.
Neil Pilson, TV executive.
I think it's cyclical. Certainly their image right now with a succession of problems, concussions, spousal abuse, taking a knee. Frankly, I don't think those situations have had much effect on TV ratings. What has affected the ratings is kind of a general downturn in the quality of the games and the fact that a lot of the marquee teams that have generated ratings over the last 20 or 30 years for the NFL, these teams are simply not performing. And what you do is you end up with individual matchups on Thursday, Sunday night, and Monday that are less than compelling. The NFL is finally beginning to experience the problem of diluting its Sunday afternoon with individual games on Thursday, Sunday, and Monday nights.
Chris Granger, President, Sacramento Kings.
Hopefully, we've done some interesting things from a sustainability standpoint that other teams mimic and try to follow. As proud as we are of Golden One Center from a tech standpoint, from a food standpoint, from a sustainability or design standpoint, we understand that we're not going to be the only ones to be LEED Platinum, and we're not going to be the only ones to have an amazingly connected arena, and hopefully other teams can pick our brains and we can share our learnings with others. So hopefully we're a model for others in that regard. And then, again, obviously on the basketball court, our mission is to, first and foremost, to create a winning franchise that enhances the lives of those it touches and makes the world a better place. And it starts with create a winning franchise. So I suspect we're going to continue to make aggressive moves to turn the team around and be competing for a playoff spot in the very near future.
Peter O'Reilly, SVP Events, NFL.
Yeah, draft, Pro Bowl, Combine, kickoff, working very closely on the international game, especially as we went to Mexico this year, and then all of our big owners meetings. But really, Super Bowl, draft, Combine, kickoff, Pro Bowl. So a good run of big moments throughout the year. For a Super Bowl like this one, where it's really a 3-year planning cycle, where you lay the foundation early, you really get the core elements. Where's the center of gravity? You know what you have in a stadium. You really get those elements set. And then as you come into that last year and those last 6 months, you really try to determine how do you each year try to take it to a next level. And that for us is certainly the game is huge, and that's major focus both from a security standpoint, a significant driver on the revenue side, and that's the showcase. But it's really about the week-long experience. How do you create access for that fan who may not have a chance to be in the stadium? How do you bring that together? How do you create a hub of activity that really creates a real soul around the Super Bowl? So all of those things come into it. And to your point, Rick, it's about managing the risk, making sure we're being smart operationally, not taking on too much risk, but also each year pushing the envelope and making sure we're doing things that are worthy of the Super Bowl stage and make people say, wow.
Val Ackerman, Commissioner, Big East Conference.
But I'm kind of with you. I think the rest of women's basketball has to figure out a way to make this a bit more interesting. We saw some new teams in the Final Four last year, and that was a real positive. But the margin of victory between UConn and and everybody else is a bit high. And you don't see what you see in men's college basketball, which is those Cinderella stories and the possibilities for smaller schools to make it into.
We're going to take a short break, but when we return, more Rick Horrow, the sports professor.
Rebuild or replace transmission, $3,200. Anti-lock brake system, $1,000. Rebuild or replace engine, $2,400. Truth is, once your manufacturer's warranty runs out, it's all on you. Every last cent. Get protection for covered repairs with a vehicle service contract from Toco Warranty. Unlike other companies, with Toco, there's no down payment, and the monthly payments are really affordable. Not sure how long you're keeping your car? At Toco, you can pay as you go. Keep your hard-earned cash and call Toco Warranty right now at 800-222-2313 to save big money on covered auto repairs. Prices vary by vehicle, but for about the cost of a tank of gas per month, a Toco plan has your back on expensive covered car repairs. Monthly payments are very affordable. Get your free quote now. Call Toco at 800-222-2313. That's 800-222-2313. 800-222-2313. Cancellation fee may apply, subject to eligibility. Not available in Missouri and Washington. Waiting period and deductible apply. Coverage provided and administered by Warrantech Corporation or its affiliates. Not affiliated with any manufacturer or dealership. Visit TocoWarranty.com for complete terms and conditions.
Hi, I'm Dr. Robert Clapper, Chief of Orthopedic Surgery at Cedars-Sinai Medical Group in Los Angeles, California. Dedicated to your health, your life, and your sports. As a weekend warrior, you know about sports injuries and pain. Exercise is an important element in keeping your body's core in good shape to minimize sports injuries. But when you are in pain, there is one product that I recommend to my patients, and that is Blue Goo Gel. Blue Goo consists of a proprietary formula developed specifically for the treatment of inflammation and general muscle aches and strains. I recommend Blue Goo for my patients coping with hip and knee pain before surgery, especially bursitis and tendinitis. Give Blue Goo a try. Call 1-888-330-0123 and you'll receive a 1-week supply of Blue Goo absolutely free. The makers of Blue Goo are even paying the shipping. The number again is 1-888-330-0123. If you want more information on Blue Goo, visit online at www.dothegoo.com.
Now available at select Big 5 stores near you.
When you struggle with credit card bills every month, you're not just in debt. Debt is all around you.
I see people every day that are on the brink. They're going to go over the edge, and at the bottom is bankruptcy, and we pull them back.
At the Debt Helpline, we're experts at helping you resolve your debt problems and become free of debt. We can help you pay off your debt and give you one lower monthly payment that you can afford.
You do get to consolidate your payments. You only have to worry about making one payment a month instead of making 3 or 4 or 5.
If you have $5,000, $10,000 or more in credit card bills, call the Debt Helpline now for a free confidential debt analysis.
800-957-6063. 800-957-6063. Call the CESI Debt Helpline right now for a free confidential debt review. 800-957-6063. 800-957-6063.
Welcome back to Beyond the Scoreboard with Rick Horrow. We pick up right where we left off.
Right now in women's college basketball, I would say it's not as level as it is on the men's side. Part of that is because in women's college basketball, 15 scholarships are allowed. In men, it's only 13. So those extra spots on the bench, if they were kind of spread around a little bit, might be helpful. But again, you know, what's been sort of created and maintained at UConn is very, very special, and it's going to take, I think, something really, special to kind of knock them down.
Matt O'Toole, President, Reebok.
Well, it's a pretty multi-dimensional landscape, as you just mentioned, because you're dealing in different cultures around the world. You're dealing with different business models around the world. We've got markets where we're a pure play retailer selling direct to the consumer, and we've got markets where we're more wholesale driven. But in the end, it's really about understanding and really focusing on who your consumer is and what they're really looking for out there. And I'm not someone who wants to spend a lot of time, and I coach my people not to spend a lot of time on what the competition is doing, but just to make sure that we're really in touch with what our consumer is thinking and what really is their interests and how we can really surprise and delight them. And I think that's kind of simple formula, fact, it's actually what you need to do.
Chris Collinsworth, sports broadcaster.
I was completely blown away by the fact that now at the Combine, there are all these 25 to 35-year-old young people that have never played football, that have never worn a helmet, many of whom are women, that are now having real decision-making influence over game plans, over rosters, over salary cap, and it's all about data, it's all about analytics, it's all about these young kids that are coming out of places like MIT and Harvard and Princeton that are not afraid of the numbers.
And those were just some of the highlights in our celebratory 100th episode. Rick Horrow, the sports professor, Beyond the Scoreboard.